So we all saw what happened in Orlando, the biggest mass shooting in American history, and it will only be outdone by the next bigger mass shooting in American history because it's coming, right? That doesn't go away. So I was watching Chris Cuomo interview Rudy Giuliani. You remember Rudy Giuliani does this all the time with his eyes when he's talking because he really means it, and he's going to do it here in this clip too. And let's just get right to it because what happens here is kind of it's been happening a lot, and it seems to be. Here we go. We'll do it and we'll talk.
The fact is that the weaker you are, the harder they hit you, and there is a connection between radical Muslim and attacking gays and lesbians. Radical Muslims believe that the death penalty is the correct punishment for gays and lesbians. And when Anderson before, who I thought had some very beautiful remarks, talked about people, people argue over gay marriage in the United States and things like that. Well, look, we argue about gay marriage in the United States. There's nobody in the United States who argues for death for homosexuals in the United States. So this is a very, very different culture.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Not true. First of all, not true. A lot of people arguing for that. Go ahead.
And we're at a very different level of civilization. And somebody should point out the superiority of our civilization to the barbarians that we're facing.
Oh, absolutely. And that's why we have these discussions. You know me well enough to, Mr. Mayor, no, I have no argument with you.
So he has no argument with the mayor on what Rudolph Giuliani just said, that they're barbarian culture. So that just kind of stuck with me when I heard him say that. And then Chris Cuomo says back, "Oh, you have no argument with me on that barbarian culture." You know, any culture that suppresses people's rights is horrible. Yes. Conservative religious people are horrible. The fundamentalist religious people in any religion are horrible. Now, he's making the case that not only is the Islam as a religion not come into modernity with their religion, but he's saying that their culture is barbarian. Their culture is barbarian. So, by the way, they're talking about a mass murder of 50 people, which was enabled because of the corruption inside of our culture. The barbarianism in our own culture. What is that culture? The guy was allowed to buy a gun. We can't even get people on the terrorist watch list barred from buying guns. And you know why? Because money. Money. They slaughtered 20 kindergartners. And you know what we did about it? Nothing. And you know why? Because we have a superior culture. They just slaughtered 50 gay people. You know what we're going to do about it? Nothing. You know why? Because we're a superior culture. They just poisoned with lead in the drinking water for over a year, and everyone knew about it. The governor did it in Michigan for money and political power. And nobody's in jail. Poisoning kids, putting lead. Did the Taliban do that? Did the Muslims do that? Or was it our nice superior culture government? They poisoned a whole city with lead in their drinking water, poisoning children. I don't know. Nobody in jail, by the way. Which culture invaded another country, another Muslim country, on a lie to steal their oil and slaughtered hundreds of thousands of people and then ordered torture to cover it up? And then threw in jail the people who revealed the crimes they were committing in prosecuting that illegal war. WikiLeaks, Julian Assange, Private Manning. Our superior culture did that. Our superior culture did that. So is it horrible when Muslim culture kills gays and da-da? Yes. That is horrible, but don't break your arm patting yourself on the back there, Rudy Giuliani. By the way, one of the scumbags of the earth, Rudy Giuliani, who's willing to exploit the biggest terrorist attack in history for his own political gain at the drop of a hat. A hat didn't even need a tip of a hat. Didn't even need to drop your hat. He's going to put a noun, a verb, and 9/11 in a sentence for political gain. He's also a race baiter. Mr. Superior Culture. I don't know. Who knows how many women he's cheated on with in the government, in the Mr. Family Values, this guy. Rudolph Giuliani. So that's the whole barbarian culture. Hey, how many barbarian? This whole thing of somehow we're this. You know what's better? Secularism is better than religious cultures. Secularism. Not Christianity, because when the Christians were in control, we had the Crusades, we had the Inquisition, we had to wrestle the fucking culture away from those people. Half of our country used their Christianity so they could make other people literal slaves, and we had to fight a war over it and kill hundreds of thousands of people over their Christian slavedom. It was a generation ago we let black people vote in this country, and that's because of secularists. That's not because of Christians. We have to fight against that stuff. Anyway, so that's kind of, so that whole thing of sure, we fight over gay marriage. So what he's literally saying is, sure, we try to take away their rights. Sure, we demean them at every turn. We demonize them. We scapegoat them. We smear them. And then we try to deny them the rights. And we try to treat them as second-class citizens. But, we don't throw them off of buildings. Don't break your arm patting yourself on the back there, you fucking bigot. Don't do that, okay? The people who stand on stage with Kim Davis, remember in Kentucky, the whole Republican president, they couldn't jump on stage at a rally with Kim Davis. Remember the clerk in Kentucky who was denying the marriage license to gay people, and Mike Huckabee, all the Ted Cruz, they couldn't get on stage fast enough to join in a rally, a celebration of denying other Americans their rights, gay Americans, a celebration, our superior culture. So we got a lot of work to do on our culture is my point. And it's just, boy, I got to tell you, it takes a lot of balls. As my friend Malcolm says, it takes a bold man to go out on a limb and admit that his culture is superior to someone else's. Oh, ballsy. Especially coming from a scumbag like Rudolph Giuliani.